Hey, GM. Good morning. It is Monday. Um, I'm joining you with a decaf iced Americano. So take that for what it's worth. I've got a little medical test later today. So they said no coffee, which hurt my heart. And I was like, dude, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. Turns out, not fine. So I was meaning to put out a tweet that was like a public apology. I was like, to anyone that interacts with me for the next like 5 or 6 hours. But, we're here to do it anyways, regardless. But no, I'm excited to be here and to scroll Twitter with you all on this fine Monday morning. If you are someone who's tuned in before or you are new to the stream, comment down below in the live chat. Let me know you're here. Say what's up. Say GM. I'd love to say hello. I'm trying out a new lens today. You may not notice it's a little bit wider. It's not as tight. It can get real wide. But that's like, it's a little too wide. You know what I'm saying? It's a little, but it's just like, right. It's nice, so we're playing with the new lens today. But without further ado, my name is Dude Lifts. This is Scroll With Me. This is where we scroll crypto Twitter together and we figure out what the hell is going on. One of the things that I need to actually check out here is Ethos is this is like the danger of giving over control to some of this stuff. Ethos is started hiding posts with low credibility, which is unfortunate because these are two posts I probably would have liked to see. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn that off. Sorry, Ethos, because you have Cabal here, which is a great like kind of influencer marketing agency that a friend of mine has started, which is really cool. Some of the guys in the Doodles community, shout out Happy Dude and Pelu. And then we've got Believe app, which I'm not sure if I believe in the Believe app anymore, but we'll see. I'm following it closely. They say that they're going to disrupt venture capital for Web3 apps, or maybe apps in general. Which I have a similar question to. I saw Farouk asked Jesse Pollock, because Jesse Pollock was like, "Oh, you should coin your interview with CZ." And then Farouk was asking, yeah, okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean I just get a bunch of tokens that I eventually dump on my fans? Like, that doesn't seem like very cool. And then Jesse was saying how you earn from trading fees essentially on Zora. And so that's fairly interesting. And I wanted the same thing for Believe. I'm like, is the whole point, like, do you get fees? Is that how you generate traction? Like, you want to generate some volume on your coin, but if it's just a dump on people, then that actually seems like a worse deal for retail. But I don't want to speak too much about it because I don't know enough about it. But let's move on. So we've got Bread Guy here. Bread Guy joins the Slack gang. Welcome, sir. He made a tweet earlier, which I was laughing at. He said there's only two types of teams in crypto: Telegram teams and Slack teams. Recently, I found out one team. I was speaking with someone. They're on BD for a large DeFi protocol. They're a Discord team, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. And so now it looks like Mega ETH's on Slack. It just works. It just works better. That's all I'm saying. It just works better. But let's go back here. Let's keep going. All right. So Zeneca, back from his honeymoon, turned back. It turns like the market liked being away. Japan is awesome. Would agree. Japan is awesome. What does Tree have to say here? The most successful people in crypto aren't smarter than you. They just held through 3 cycles, ignored 98%, 99% of opportunities, and bought when others panicked. Simple does not equal easy. It's true. This is true. All right, let's see. Captain Cowboy asks, is it possible to still duplicate with an unused duplicator? Is there any benefit to having an unused duplicator? I assume you can still use an unused duplicator. I would love to use one on my popsicle at some point, so hoping that still works. We've got a dude cost averageur here, joining the ranks of the dude cost averageurs. I think it's become like this weird meme where we just buy $5 in dude every day, which is fine. Hey, it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Let's keep going here. Oh, we got Exotic Raccoon here. Whoa. Oh, look at this. Love this. That's great. So he said, what turned into a tweet expressing interest in Clanosaurus. I remember seeing that. He was just kind of like, yo, like, what is that? Maybe I should take a look into it. And that's, to be fair, and I don't have a Clanosaurus, but I know some people on the team. And what was I thinking? Yeah, it seems like it's. I'm trying to think of how to say this. Let me work backwards here. Sorry, no coffee. Like I said, bear with me. Like I saw somebody. I know this is going to sound really weird, but I saw someone make a tweet of basically it was like, "Why don't you own a Claynosaurus yet? Be honest." And then they kind of went through these reasons, but also kind of like gaslit you along the way. The thread was a little weird, if I'm being honest. It was it was just kind of like, here's a legitimate reason. Here's why it's not true. Here's why it's not true. And I was like, okay, just maybe pose the question, and let it be. But it's all good. And I've done some thinking about it, and it's funny. I have no objections to Cleanosaurs in the ways that this previous thread outlined. It was like, I don't like soul, I this, that, and the other, whatever. What's funny to me, and this is going to sound very strange, is like I'm a very like heavy committer when it comes to onboarding or like really getting behind a project. And obviously I'm big on doodles, I'm big on other projects, lots of stuff on Flow that I'm like really, really excited about. And that takes up a lot of my kind of like mental capacity, mental space. And because there's such a depth of lore and story to Klaynos, I'm almost like, I said this in a chat last night. I was like, I don't have room in my heart. I know that sounds really fucked up, but it's like, I know if I got into Klaynos, I'd be really, really into Klaynos. And I like actually don't know if I can do that. No, maybe I just need to get over myself and like get a little exposure and just kind of chill. But I'm like, but I also feel like that doesn't, I know this sounds weird and maybe I'm just being way too romantic about it, but I'm like getting some exposure to Claynosaurs doesn't feel like the kind of experience I would like to have with Claynosaurs. So yeah, that's interesting. But let's keep going here. Ooh, GM, who are we seeing consensus this week? Us. I'll be there. Yeah, if anyone's gonna be a consensus, hit me up. We'd love to hang out. Oh, we got another dude cost averageur. Looks like a big spender with a little $10 holler. Wow. All right, what does David Horvath have to say? David Horvath is a great follow, by the way. Ugly Doll has never run a marketing campaign. There's no official social media account. Ugly Doll is here thanks to you. Damn, that's impressive. Honestly, super impressive. Let's keep going here. GM to Aton. Love to see it. Love to see it. Interesting. Okay, what does Nico say? Bit of a hot take, but a bet on Cato is a bet on crypto IMO. We're not thinking big enough about InfoFi. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Yeah, I'm super bullish on Cato. All right, what does Like Lewis have to say here? When you finish the set and you're happy with it, but it won't be the set to break down barriers and bring new people into OPEPM, so you just start again. Interesting. Yeah, Like Lewis always does some great stuff. Gosh, it was like those animal OPEPMs that scored across timeline a couple weeks ago. Those are really cool. Granted, will they break down barriers and bring new people? Well, I guess they, as a tongue twister, break down barriers and bring people into OPEPM. I feel like that one did kind of cross the chasm, cause some noise on the timeline. So maybe it was enough. Nice. First thing I do is check coin market cap. All right. This is good. I like this bag here. This is a good bag. Dude, Cato, Pepe, and Wayfinder. That's a good bag. Let's see here. Oh no. Did OSF get tagged by LinkedIn? Maybe he was Wait, if you're not shilling your former investment bank and hedge fund colleagues on LinkedIn. Yeah, I was about to say he's probably shilling rec drinks, something like that. Oh, BTD in the chat saying what's up, and he's got that fresh whizzy on him. Things you love to see. Such a great pickup. I need to get my popsicle done. I need to hit up James and get the sticker on the popsicle. I'm missing out here. Ooh, what's Pump Fun up to? Justin, Pump Fun announces creator revenue sharing. 50% of Pump Swap revenue now going to creators. Okay. Sorry. Oh God, I'm fucked. I'm dead. I'm dying. Okay, wait, let me watch this whole graphic here. It's here. Creator revenue sharing is live. Creators now earn for Pump Fun. This is a surprisingly slow animation. I would have expected something a little more. Okay. Create with uncapped potential. Yes. Okay. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier. This seems to be kind of a new theme, maybe because of Zora. And I didn't realize that Pump Fun didn't have this, to be fair, but this, I think a lot of people are asking the question, why would I launch a coin if I'm just going to inevitably have to dump on my followers or my audience or my holders, however you want to think about it. And so maybe this idea of revenue share of volume of fees is interesting there, because you could theoretically launch a coin and take zero allocation, right? If you just think it's a good meme. And then obviously the bubble map looks a little more healthy. People aren't waiting for you to dump. And then yeah, you just generate rewards. So I could get on board with this generally. Now I know this is gonna be a quick hitter today, because I got on a little bit later because it's Monday with no coffee. We got about almost 50 people watching, so thank you all for tuning in. If you've just tuned in for today, say what's up in the chat. Throw a GM in the live chat. I'd love to say hello. But I'm seeing Austin T-Pan. I'm not sure who the other one is here, so it's worth a refresh. So let's let it rip to the top. Doodles is a community of dreamers. Hey, would agree. Okay, T-Pan says this as well. One of the most underrated innovations and improvements of crypto and Web3 have made is creator revenue sharing incentives. Yep. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of these platforms are just figuring out how to align incentives with their users, creators, whatever. So it seems incremental, but yeah, good on Pump Fun. And yeah, that's really interesting too, because there's just because now Pump Fun, I think, has streaming again. So imagine if you could go on stream, which would generate some trader volume, and that could, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Pump Fun. Maybe we'll have to launch a coin. Yo. Okay, this is really weird. This is really interesting. It says the OpenSea intern is a genius. This is some real timeline provides, and I'll explain in a second. The OpenSea intern is a genius. The official Twitter is the biggest marketing asset for any crypto project. OpenSea was lucky enough to hire a literal genius for the Ramshackle project. What the hell is the Ramshackle project? I never click show more, but I'm going to show more. Yeah, I don't know what he means by Ramshackle, but it's interesting to feature this graphic as the first one, because this was the teaser for NBA Top Shot going live on OpenSea, hence the basketball, hence the way for flow. So funny that this person featured this tweet. So the timeline provides. Shout out OpenSea intern. The competition makes incumbent change for the better. Yep. So yeah, I think a lot of people are calling out that Zora generating fees here. Would say a creator, what does Finn have to say? Okay, a creator needs to generate $10 million of interest to earn 5K in Pump Fun. I know basic product referral codes that generate higher percentage split. This is not the creator economy you dreamed of. We can do better. Okay, so Finn says that the rev share is not good enough. Okay, interesting. Now, but $10 million of interest, that's a weird way to put it. Because typically with meme coins, you talk about market cap and you talk about volume. So does this mean $10 million market cap? $10 million of volume, because you could have a low market cap coin with high volume, high-ish. So I don't know. Interesting. Let's keep going here. Wait. Okay, what does Rudo have to say? Frank stepping down as the CEO of DeGods marks the end of an era. People can talk as much smack as they want, but for a good period of time, Frank and DeGods made Web3 incredibly fun. Community built on true camaraderie at its peak. I mean, did he officially step down? Is that a thing? I don't know. Yeah, I will say Frank and DeGods brought some people call it the Web3 fraternity energy. So pretty cool. But yeah, I guess maybe he officially stepped down. Maybe we'll have to. I never leave the timeline. So we'll have to look that up on another time. We can't break the sanctity here. Yo, Ness is a Sproto gremlin. And he's got the parody account tag now. He's just on some other shit. RIP to Ness's doodle. What is Atari God see? Got tired of waiting for Final Bosu reveal. Copped a Dremelio maker. Nice. How is the Final Bosu not revealed? Did they do the thing? Where you mint out the project, but you don't have all the art done? Then you use the mint funds to pay the artist to make more art. Is that what you did? I'm not sure. I have no idea. So I'm just talking shit. Next season of Soul Leveling to come out in 10 years. 2028 is not in 10 years, my guy. But it might as well be. G Relay. We'd love to see it. Oh, we got a little sketch train here. Okay, we see you. Nice, nice. What is this? Today's emotional day. Almost 3 years ago, Chef Goyardee called me about a project with a visionary named Luca Netz. I took the call and changed everything. Not many know me or what I did at Punchy Penguins, but I'm incredibly proud of what we built together. Well, now I know. I gotta know, what did you do? What did you do? Um. Okay, shareholder advisor, community member. Wait, I believed in he's building something truly special. Continue to move. I've made it a difficult decision to step away from my role. What was your role? What was your role? Well, apparently everyone in the community knows, but I don't. So, hey, okay. Cato AI says very cool launches coming this week. Announcing. I'm announcing. Nice. Let's see here. I'm just a digital gold bug. That's fair. That's fair, Nitty B. That's fair. World Peace is making a comeback. Okay, is it? Atari God, where are you in the chat to shill puppets? And Kuya, where are you in the chat? AI attempts privacy. A one coin airdrop sellers sell out like 7 dudes are doing. What coin is this? I so badly want to be like that's so cool, bro. Thanks for posting the ticker without wait. Frank announces he's stepping down as the God CEO. Floor price to God's jump, but the move is small. I actually was looking through my Rally wallet and noticed I had some DeGod token, and I was like, oh, DeGod token. Maybe I felt it spiritually. Last night I was looking at DeGod. Frank announced it. I'm just saying the timeline provides. Let's keep going here. David Hoffman, this is a good thing. Yo, speaking of David Hoffman, so I totally had egg on my face the other day. David was saying something about Solana decentralization or whatever, and I was like, yeah, why don't you just help them with that? You're the head of decentralization at Solana, or a consultant, right? And I've thought about this every couple of weeks for the past couple of years, how bullish David is on ETH. But I was so interesting that he holds this position as an advisor for decentralization on Solana. So it turns out, and I've thought about this, like I said, every couple of weeks, I mentioned it to him in a comment, and then he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, the consultancy of decentralization on Solana that you're doing. He goes do you mean the April Fool's joke we did 2 years ago? And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. One, this is why you don't do April Fool's jokes in crypto. And two, it's just it was the perfect mixture of lack of attention to detail on my part, to where I didn't look more into it. So it just was this kind of weird nagging thing, but I never sought to remedy it. But it's just so fucked up. I thought this dude was an advisor for decentralization of Solana for over 2 years, thanks to an April Fool's joke. So crypto companies, crypto individuals, please don't do April Fool's jokes, because I'm just going to scroll on Twitter and I'm going to take it at face value and hold that belief for the next 2 years. So please don't do that. Sincerely, me. Thank you. Cab, why I love Monday. Guessing he's going to the Klano office. All right, let's see here. Whoa, we're back. Okay, we've got just a couple minutes left. We're getting back on this. It's a Monday morning. The timeline's a little stale, you know what I'm saying? So let's give it a little refresh. See what we can stumble upon. Shout out stumble upon. Let's see here. Oh, Sean Robb says, this is what continually draws me to the Doodles community. Makes me proud to be a part of it. Doodles is a community of dreamers. True. Okay, what does Nader say? When I get a win or accomplish something mentally, I feel good for max a day or two. Then it's back to stressing about what's next and work towards that. This has been my life for the past 13 years, and I don't know how to escape. Ooh, let's see what Jacob says. I think this is very tied to being a content creator, which many DevRels of crypto are very much part of. I have a great idea, make content, does well. Oh, fuck, what's my next idea? True. Whoa, interesting. Uniswap is the first DEX to hit $3 trillion in volume. Wow, crazy. All right, what does Bread Guy have to say here? If Ethereum wants to be the hub and spoke model, it needs to make L1 the natural place for tokens and apps. For those things to be exported only when it's a functionality app. Interesting. Show more. Not going to click through. All good. Yeah, that's if possible, I guess. If it can scale. Nice. Nitty's shilling the believe. The launch coin token. I don't even think I hold a bag of launch coin anymore, but I did pretty good on it, so we're doing okay. What is okay? We like the Safari Club here. We shifted from a house of brands to a branded house. Everything is now a feature of Arbitrum. Head of marketing. Interesting. Oh, show more. Am I missing out on knowledge by not clicking show more? Probably. Are you missing out on? I don't want to be arrogant, and say my attention, but maybe other people's by making people show more. Yes. Don't do it. But then again, I feel bad because it's like I say I want to do show more, but then I also say I won't read a thread on this. So I'm like, really, you have exactly 280 characters. Maybe that's just like the Twitter purist in me. Maybe what if I was just like, what if it's a character counting? It's like if it's more than 140, whatever the previous count was. I'm like, then I just won't read it. I'm like, nope, that's it. But maybe I'm a purist, you know. Puppets back to point one. Nice. Nice. It's crazy that people post about the birthdays on Twitter. Your birthday is a power piece of security information. I mean, you're not incorrect. You're not incorrect. At least even in the medical field, like, what's your birthday? And that's pretty much it. That's all they need. Let's keep going here. Yo, Min just spent 10K on fantasy top cards. That's crazy. Wow. Wild, wild. But getting the first 100 people who actually care, even if you're shy, hit it. It's not about our VP of growth keynote this Wednesday. Oh, it's a live stream. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. Wait. So has Final Bosu revealed? I'm confused. Someone let me know. But it is 9 a.m. We've reached that time. It's Monday. I haven't had any coffee, so I think it's probably about as good a time as any to wrap this thing up for today. But there's about 80 people watching, so thank you all for tuning in today to scroll with me. We'll be back tomorrow to scroll the timeline together. Let's see what the vibes are tomorrow. Let's see what goes down between then and now. We'll process it in real time together. So thank you all for tuning in, and until tomorrow, I will see you on the timeline.